RB Leipzig on the right end of a 5-goal thriller this past weekend after coming back from 2-goal down to beat my boys Mönchengladbach. What about the leaders? Bayern, how did they get on? We'll take a little look next. Show today. We're taking a look at match day number, what is it? I think it's about 24 out in the old Bundesliga, and we'll get to it in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, I'm saying, where the heck have you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button and you bang up today with all things Blackburn related, Bundesliga related, football related. We got to know here in the bloody Hauser. That's right, of course. Out in, of course, the Bundesliga. Big win for Leipzig to keep up the heat at the top of the table. But, of course, no slip up by Bayern after putting a comfortable benchmark down against FC Cologne. Of course, we'll take a look at all of that in a minute. I want a big shout out to the Patreons. You know who you are. You know who you are, the VIP Band of Brothers. I do appreciate the support that you provide the channel as we try to kick on forward into a big old 18 months. We've got the Euros right around the corner. We've got the World Cup qualifying campaign as well. And, of course, the Copa America all taking place in the next, 6 months? Absolutely mental. We're going to cover all of that, of course, right here. So if you want to be part of it, get involved. Anyway, till then, let's check out the links to the matches right here, right now. Let's get into it. Of course, here we bloody go, kicking all off, of course, on Friday, the 26th of February, is a 2-1 win for Werder Bremen over Frankfurt, who are flying high. Slipped up there, though. Andre Silva getting a goal for Frankie, but Theodore Gebre-Selassie on the score sheet, and Joshua Sargent proving to be a goal-scoring phenomenon already, youngster. Get the goal there for Werder Bremen, and the win as well. 2-1 winners for them. I went with a 2-1, but I went the other way. Meanwhile, Stuttgart. We'll get to Stuttgart in a minute. Wolfsburg came out top with a 2-0 win over Hertha Berlin. Of course, goal scorers on the day with Lucas Kluntner with the big fat OG, Maxim Lecru as well with the course for Wolfsburg. Marvin Progniak get himself sent off for Wolfsburg as they took the 3 points. Hertha Berlin are in trouble, of course, on the cusps of the relegation zone. They could get sucked into it if they're not too smart. 2-0 for me, not too great. Oh, actually, pretty good. But I've got a bag on the bloody nose, that's what, of course. Stuttgart against Schalke. They cost the man a job. Christian Gross is gone. He was only here for a few games. He had a couple of good positive points, but to be honest with you, shit. 5-1 winners, and I think it was too much for Stuttgart. They need to clear it out. They need to go down. Go down to clean the house, come back up again, the better team. Wataru Endo with a couple of goals there. Sasha Kadanovic, Philip Clement, and Daniel Deveri on the score sheet for, of course, Stuttgart. Sed Klenasanic, of course, for Arsenal man on the score sheet for Schalke, but unfortunately not good enough. 2-1 for me. Yes. Meanwhile, another high-scoring game. 5-1 winners going in favour of Bayern, of course. Champions probably elect, you would think. Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting on the score sheet, of course, for Bayern. Robert Lewandowski with a couple of goals there as well. And Sergi Gnabry also getting a couple of goals. Ilishi Shaqiri on the score sheet, of course, for Köln. But unfortunately, that was no good for them. Meanwhile, Dortmund also came out top with a 3-0 win over Arminia Bielefeld to get themselves right back into contention for, of course, Champions League. Mohamed Diadou on the score sheet. Jan Sacher as well for the best spot. Rainier also getting the goal for Dortmund. And of course, the game of the day really was Leipzig up against Gladbach. Jonas Hoffmann and Marcus Thuram getting Gladbach a 2-goal lead going into half-time. Game, set and match, you would think. But up step Nkuku, Poulsen and Soloff in the winner in the 93rd minute to give them all 3 points in the end. Leipzig coming out top. I went with a 2-1 win for Leipzig, so I kind of called it that they would get the win anyway. Meanwhile, Union Berlin against Hoffenheim was a 1-0 win, was my pick. 1-1 was the final score. Probably advantage. You would give that to Berlin. Max Kruse on the score sheet for Berlin. Nico Schlottenbeck with a big fat OG giving Hoffenheim a share of the spoils. 1-1 final score, 1-0 for me. Mainz, they lost. I went on a 2-1 win for Augsburg. That was my pick. It was a 1-0 win for Augsburg in the end. Andre Hahn on the score sheet giving Augsburg the W to give them the 3 points. And Leverkusen had a bit of an upset, of course, losing to Freiburg. The wheels have come off bloody Leverkusen. 2-1 in the end for Freiburg. Ermit Damarejovic, Lucas Huller as well. Leon Bailey getting the goal for Leverkusen. Of course, they're down into 6th. It's anybody's guess, really, who's going to get top 4 at the moment. Look, Wolfsburg look good. Eintracht Frankfurt look okay, but of course, a wobble this week. But of course, as you can see, I got myself 7, which is pretty good. It's 7th heaven, of course. How did you get on? We'll have a look at it. Of course, Bayern lead the charge, 52 points on the board. Leipzig are 2nd, 50. Wolfsburg are 3rd. Of course, Frankie are 4th. And of course, down the foot of the table, Schalke and Mainz going down. Arminia Bielefeld in that playoff hunt. And so are Hertha Berlin, not too far away either. Cologne, not too far away as well. You've got to keep an eye on those badges. Of course, let's take a look at how you all got on with, of course, that prediction league. Here we bloody go. 0-3, shitface gang. 4-6, straight face. If you get 7 like me, you're up there in the elite, brother. In the bloody elite. top bins. Here we go. Let's take a look at your picks then, shall we? Of course, Bianca Mola, absolutely fabulous. Well done, well done, well done. I'm Stringer did bits. We'll get to you in a minute. Russell Frost, well done to you, of course. Yanabasta also did very well. I'm Stringer, you did good, but I'm giving you free claps here. I don't know what I'm doing. Imogen didn't notice I had a shocker. Shane O'Donnell also did very well as well. Alex Weller did okay. Of course, Imagine Money also did good. Shepard also did very well. And Omar Esquivel, well done, well done, well done. Let's kick it on further. Let's take a look at Davies. You did bits. Okay, did okay. Look at Kajanovs also did great. Giorgio Asif also did good. So you're there as well. Bloody hell. It's a double vision. Double vision. Cody Ho also did very well. Of course, Aisami Aidu also did good. Tom Stainer did fabulous. Well done, well done, well done. Ocho Omura again, I think. What am I looking at here? You did okay. What's going on here? Olaji Ojo. And Bissell Hungry Bits, James BCFC are great. You did okay. Moritz Spiritelli, bloody, I don't even know what's going on. Fabulous. Fabulous. I'm actually watching the Liverpool game right now, so my mind's all over the place. Oh, I do apologise. I'm trying to do two things at once. Karen Patel also did great. Janik Stayfeld also did good. Costas K, he's okay. Josh as well. Trevor did good. Hans Worst did bits. Ocho, and there he is. Look at that. He's there. He gets another round of applause. He's there twice. Double vision. Magan also did bits. Game Charlie did bits as well. Cowser at Aberdeen, not too shabby. And Davis FC also did good. Let's have a little look at the table then, shall we? Of course. How about that then? Well, of course, Luka Kajanovic kicking ass, taking names. Morris Spitelli also up there with 7. Tom Staines also up there with 7, as are me. Of course, I will be wearing the crown, just like you guys, of course. But what's that done to the overall leaderboard? Let's take a little look at it, shall we? We, of course, Alex Weller kicking ass and taking names. Well done, well done, well done. In fact, Costas K also deserves a big fat crown as well. He is joint leader. There is no separation there. They are level bloody pegging. So, of course, Alex Weller and Costas K are wearing the bloody crown. It is theirs to lose. Lucas Kajanovic also in the hunt, as is Joshua Trevor and Shane O'Donnell also in the top 5. It could be anybody's. Anybody's right now. It is that tight. It's probably the tightest league right now. So step up the plate, Alex Weller. You need to keep up there. You did well this week. So did Costas K. Both were 6 this week. So kicking off forward, we have, of course, an extended match day this week. Of course, full fixtures this weekend, and then we're a little bit of an extra one. Bielefeld taking on Werder Bremen midweek next week. So we've got a possibility of 10 points here for all of you guys. So let's get into it. I'll take a little look. Kicking it off with, of course, Schalke against Mainz. No manager at the moment. It might it might change. Pretty much assume it will change by the time this game comes around. Looks like it's a bit of a drastic clear out for Schalke to try and save their bloody souls. I don't think it's too little too late. Anyway, these two sides played each other 6 times in the recent succession. Of course, 3 wins for Schalke, 1 win for Mainz, 2 draws. Last round in Schalke was a 2-1 win for Schalke. I was, of course, back in September 2019. Sweat Serda on the score sheet. Ami had it as well. Karim Aniwasoso on the score sheet as well for Mainz. However, they also played each other this season in Mainz. It was a 2-2 bloody draw. Daniel Brzezinski on the score sheet. Jean-Philippe Matete as well on the score sheet. Of course, he's now in the books at, is he Villa or something like that? Or Crystal Palace, something like that. Marco Uto on the score sheet. And Jermaine Sit-Justi as well on the score sheet. Of course, with big fat OG. Schalke failed to score in 7 of the last 9 matches at home. Schalke have also lost 8 of the last 9 matches as well. Heading into this, just 1 draw of the past 5. That's the best they can get out of it. That was against Union Berlin. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat the past 4 games for Mainz. That 1 defeat was against Augsburg just the other day. Look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? Of course, Schalke. Where are you, bloody Schalke? Well, they're coming out this one. The bookies odds are 30-5 for Schalke. 20-20 is your Mainz. 12-5 is the draw. Mainz are down into 17th. Of course, sitting above Schalke at the moment, but a win for them. In 17th, they could go as high as 15th, whereas Schalke are in 18th. A win for them, they could close in on Mainz, but I think it's way far gone for that. I've gone with a win on this one for Schalke, though. I don't know where I'm going with this one. I just think it might be a new manager bounce. Of course, it kind of happened with Christian Gross with a couple of results. I think it'll be the same here with a 1-0 win for them. Next, of course, we have Freiburg up against Leipzig. Let's get into this badge, and then, of course, onto Saturday. Here we go. Of course, played the last 6. 3 wins for Freiburg, 2 for Leipzig, 1 draw. Last round in Freiburg was a 2-1 win for Freiburg. That was, of course, back in October 2019. Nicholas Hufner on score sheet. Niles Peterson as well. Lucas Klusterman getting the goal for Leipzig. Of course, the played this season in Leipzig. Also, 3-0 win for Leipzig. Ibrahim Konate on the score sheet. Marcel Sabitzer and Angelino, please bring me the concertino and play a welcome for me, because I'll be coming home for Leipzig, brother. Of course, 3-0 away for Leipzig last time around in Leipzig. Leipzig, though, undefeated in 34 of the last 38 matches, brother. Of course, Leipzig also scored 2 goals in their last 4 on the road. They're winning 4 games of the past 5 games. Of course, their only hiccup was the defeat to Liverpool in Leipzig. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat of the past 4 for Freiburg. That 1-win defeat was against Union bloody Berlin. I look at the odds on this one. Freiburg coming at you 70-4 for the host 14-5 is a draw. 23-13 on is your Leipzig. Leipzig are in second, and a win for them. They could actually go top of the bloody pops. As for the opposition, Freiburg, they're into 8th at the moment. A win for them, they could go into top 6. That's Europa Bloody League at the expense of Leverkusen and the expense of course, Mönchengladbach. For me, I've gone with on this one. Of course, I'm going to go on with Leipzig to win this 3-0 in the end. Kicking off forward, we have a fruity one. It is Mönchengladbach coming at you in 9th up against Leverkusen in 6th. These two sides played for the last 6, 3 wins apiece. Of course, no draws last round. In Gladbach, it was a 3-1 win for, of course, Leverkusen. Kai Havertz with the brace. Sven Bender as well. Marcus Thuram also on the score sheet for for Mönchengladbach. Also, they played each other this season in Leverkusen. A 7-goal thriller. Hopefully, a bit more of that. Lucas Alaria with a couple of goals there. Liam Bailey and Julian Baumgartner. Lars Stindl with a couple of goals as well. Valentino Lazaro also for Gladbach to make it a very, very interesting game. Gladbach, though, failing to win their last 5 matches. Of course, their manager is moving to Dortmund in the summer. Maybe that's a bit of a sting in the tail. Of course, 4 defeats in the past 5 games. Their only positive was a draw against Wolfsburg. As for Leverkusen, kind of similar deal. 3 defeats in the past 5. Of course, the other 2 were draws as well. So 2 teams in pretty shitty form. Look at the bookies odds on this one. 31-24. Gladbach 8-5 is your Leverkusen. 5-2 is the draw. Win for Gladbach in 9th. They could go as high as 7th. Win for Leverkusen in 6th. They could go as high as 5th and get right back in the old hunt for Champions League action. I've gone with on this one a win for Gladbach. It's going against better judgment, but I think they will turn the screw this one. Next, of course, Hoffenheim up against Wolfsburg. The last 6 between 2 sides. 1 win for Hoffenheim, 3 for Wolfsburg. 2 bloody draws last time around. In Hoffenheim was a 5-goal thriller going in favour of Wolfsburg. Wout Weghorst with a hat-trick. Christian Baumgartner and Andrea Karamach on the score sheet for Wolfsburg for Hoffenheim. Heading into this, though, Wolfsburg keeping a clean sheet in the last 7 matches. Also winning the last 4 on the road. They're coming into this unbeaten the last 5, picking up 4 wins in the past 5 games. Just 1 defeat the past 5 for Hoffenheim. That 1 defeat was against Mulder out in the Europa League, and that saw them crash out of the tournament. But of course, a lot of draws knocking around for Hoffenheim. Look at the bookies odds on this one. What have we got on the 2-1 for Hoffenheim? 5-2 is the draw. 5-4 is the away win. That is, of course, Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg into, of course, 3rd. A win for them. They could close it in on 2nd. Hoffenheim all the way down to 11th. But a win for them. They could close in on the top bloody 10. For me, I'm going to go with on this one a 2-0 win for Wolfsburg to continue their fantastic season this time around. Kicking off further, we have Hertha up against Augsburg. Let's take a look at this one. The show, of course, played for the last 6, 3 wins for Hertha, 1 win for Augsburg, 2 bloody draws last time around. In Berlin was a 2-0 win for Hertha. Of course, that's back in May 2020. Just Javadio de la Sarud on the score sheet. Christopher Piatek as well on the bloody score sheet for Hertha Berlin. Of course, the pleasure this season in Augsburg. 3-0 win for Hertha in Augsburg. Of course, Matthias Kuhn on the score sheet, Dodi Labiacano and Christopher Piatek as well. So back-to-back wins for Hertha Berlin over Augsburg. Heading into this, Berlin have actually lost their last 4 home matches. Augsburg have actually lost their last 3 on the road. Heading into this, just 1 win in the past 5 for Augsburg. That was against Mainz just the other day. 5 defeats in the past 6 games for Hertha Berlin. Their only positive was a draw against Stuttgart a couple of games back. The rest having defeats. Of course, the bookies odds on this one. What do we have on this one? 2019 on Hertha Berlin are your stone cold favourites. 5-2 is a draw. 11-4 is the Augsburg. Augsburg coming at you all the way down into 13th. But a win for them, they could go as high as 11th. As for Berlin, they're down to 15th at the moment. But a win for them, they could go 14th in the bloody league. For me, I'm going to go with on this one a 2-1 win for Augsburg because Hertha Berlin are shite. Next up, of course, we have Frankie up against. They're in 4th at the moment up against Stuttgart, who of course into the top 10. Look at the bookies. These two sides played the last 6. 3 for Frankie, 2 for Stuttgart. 1 draw, of course, last round in Frankfurt was a 3-0 win. But of course, for Frankfurt back in, of course, March 2019. Philip Kostic with a couple of goals there. Luka Jovic as well. They also played this season in Stuttgart was a 2-2 draw back in November. Nicolas Gonzalez Castro as well. Andre Silva and David Abraham on the score sheet for Frankie. Of course, heading into this, Frankfurt winning their last 5 home matches, scoring at least 2 goals in their last 6. Coming into this, just 1 defeat in the past 6. That was against Werder Bremen just the other day. As for Stuttgart, unbeaten the last 3, picking up 2 wins and a draw to boot. Look at the bookies odds on this one. Frankfurt coming at you 5-4 on for the victory. 11-4 is a draw. 16-5 is your Stuttgart. Stuttgart coming at you all the way down to 10th for a win for them. They could go 7th. As for Frankfurt, they're in 4th for a win for them. They could go 3rd in the end. For me, I'm going to go with a Frankfurt victory on this one, 2-0 win, clean sheet to boot. Kicking off forward is it's the Alp D Klassiker, they call it. It's Bayern up against Dortmund, of course, plays for the last 6, 5 for Bayern, 1 for Dortmund. No draws last time around. In Bayern was a 3-2 win in the Super Cup. Of course, back in September, going in favour of Bayern, Tolisso, Muller and Kimmich on the score sheet, Julian Brandt, Erling Haaland on the score sheet for Dortmund. Heading into this, though, last time I played in the Allianz Arena, was all the way back in November 2019, it was a 4-0 win for Bayern. They also played each other this season in Dortmund, and guess what? That's also going in favour of Bayern. So Bayern winning 1, 2, 3, the last 4 encounters between these two sides, both home and away, and even on neutral venues. Of course, Bayern undefeated in 35 of the last 38 matches in the Bundesliga, and they've also scored at least 2 goals in the last 7. Dortmund coming to this unbeaten in the last 4, picking up 3 wins on the spin. So Bayern's back-to-back wins for them. Of course, prior to that, they did lose to Frankie, who might take the game to them, of course. Look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? Of course, Bayern 13-8 for the victory. They're stone cold favourites. 3-1 is your draw. 4-1 is your away win. That is, of course, Dortmund. Dortmund coming in at you and in 5th. A win for them, they could go 4th. As the Bayern, they are 1st, and a win for them, they will remain top of the bloody pops. That's right. I've gone with a win on this one for Bayern as well. 3-2 win. Another goals galore, and hopefully a bit of a spectacular for us all. Kicking on further, we have Cologne up against Werder Bremen. Of course, this is the first game on Sunday. Of course, played each other 6 times. Of course, 2 for Cologne, 3 for Werder Bremen, and 1 draw last time around. In Cologne was a 1-0 win for Cologne back in, of course, December 2019. John Cadover on the score sheet, giving Cologne the W. Of course, heading into this, they've also played each other this season in Bremen as a 1-1 draw back in the day. Of course, Cologne failing to win 15 of the last 16 home matches, and they come into this Cologne now 1 win in the past 5 games. That 1 win was against Mönchengladbach. Meanwhile, just 1 defeat in the past 1 defeat in the past 5 for Werder Bremen, and 1 defeat was against Hoffenheim a couple of games back in the Bundesliga. Look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? Of course, Cologne coming at you 7-4 for the victory, 31-20 is your Werder Bremen, 9-4 is the draw. Bremen all the way into down into 12th at the moment. A win for them, they could go 11th. Cologne are down to 14th, but a win for them, they could close in on 13th in the end. I've gone with on this one a win for nobody. I've gone with a 1-1 draw in the end, put split right down the middle. What about you? What do you think about that? Would it be a draw? Would it be going the home or the away team? Next up, of course, we have Bielefeld up again against Union Berlin. Of course, played for the last 6, 2 wins for Berlin, 4 draws, nothing for Bielefeld. Of course, last round in Bielefeld was in fact one of those draws. It was 1-1 in the end back in September 2018 in the Zweite Bundesliga. Andreas Wolfsgammer as well. Grusch Prunel on the score sheet for Union Berlin. They also played each other this season in Berlin. Of course, in the Bundesliga, of course, back in November, 5-0 win for Berlin. Kete Indo, Roberto Andrich, Geraldo Becker, Max Kruse, and Sidit Tuchert, 5 different goal scorers in a 5-0 win. Of course, Bielefeld conceded at least 3 goals in the last 5 matches, and they've also failed to win the last 5 in the Bundesliga as well. Coming into this, 4 defeats in the past 5 games. That's Bielefeld. As for Union Berlin, just 1 win in the past 6 games. That 1 win was against Freiburg. The rest, quite a few draws in amongst that. Look at the bookies odds on this one, shall we? Then we have got Arminia Bielefeld 30-5 for the victory, 23-10 is your draw, 21-20 is your Union Berlin. Union Berlin are all the way down into 7th. Well, that's quite high, but a win for them, they could go top 6. As for Bielefeld, they're into 16th, and a win for them, they could go as high as 14th. I've gone against the grain here. I've gone a win for Arminia Bielefeld. I don't know why. I just think they're due a win. They're due a win, and I think if they're going to win anything, this will be one of those that they could get the master plan sorted out. So 1-0 win for Bielefeld, which hopefully could move the bloody chains. They've also got a Borussia bonus match coming at you. Where is it? It is right there on the 10th of March. It will be, of course, Bielefeld up against Werder bloody Bremen. Let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, this is an extra point on the board for anybody who wants to have a crack at it. Of course, this is the one and only time that we're going to be looking at it as well, if the computer decides to look at it. Of course, where are you? Werder Bremen will be, of course, around about where they, at the moment they are 12th. Of course, Bielefeld could be moving the bloody chains as well. It's taking its bloody time. Well, regardless of all that, the computer has decided just to shit the bed and not even work at it. And I don't even have no bookies odds on this one. Of course, Bielefeld are struggling at the moment, and hopefully they're going to come on the back of this, on the back of a win against Union Berlin. As for Werder Bremen, they're also coming on the back of this with a draw against Cologne. Of course, 2 sides trying to scramble away from the nether regions of this. Werder Bremen obviously in a better shape than them, losing just once in the past 5 games. As for Bielefeld, just the 1 win in the past 6 as well. Of course, for me, though, on this one, I think it actually could be a good old week for me, Bielefeld getting themselves 4 points on the board, as the same could be said, or similarly could be said for Werder Bremen, as they pick up back-to-back draws on this one. And if I'm right, which I bloody well hope so, this is what the table will look like at their bloody end of it. Here we go. Bayern will be, of course, sitting pretty with 55 points on the board. Leipzig will be, of course, 2 points adrift in second with 53. Then it'll be Wolfsburg and Frankfurt into the top 4, as you were really. Dortmund making movements as well, getting closer. Or are they? They'll lose this one, won't they? They'll lose against Dortmund. Of course, Leverkusen closing in as Dortmund and Mönchengladbach also keeping up the heat of things. Of course, Schalke Mainz going down as it stands. Hertha Bayern in the old playoff spot, and a big old week for Arminia Bielefeld. That's what I think will happen. Be sure to get your picks nice and early for this one, and we'll do it all again very, very soon, shortly after, of course, that Arminia Bielefeld match. Get your picks in nice and early. Again, we'll do it all again very, very soon. Till then, make sure you give the video some loving, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, and also check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and again, if you want to support the channel in another way, you could become the latest member, oh yes, of the Patreon gang. Check out the link down below on there. Till then, I'll see you all soon. Mask up, 6 feet, be happy, be safe, and I'll see you all next time.